Music, industry talk, stories, equipment and more. We are Crossfader and this is off the record. Off the record. Off the record.
Hello, welcome back to this week's Off the Record podcast. It's episode 101. Which, no,
Okay.
it's not as exciting as 100 last week, is it?
Well,
it's one more exciting.
It's not. It's not. We have to wait till like 1,000's like the next cool one now.
It's a bit like the YouTube plaque.
Yeah.
It's now just like shoved on the side, isn't it? Somewhere it fell off the wall. We're like,
yeah.
You got that 100,000.
You missed the 100 party last week. We got smashed. We were
on the podcast?
We were in 8 till 5 in the morning. Yeah, 200 people.
Nah.
I was the boss.
Really good, actually, yeah.
Went to see Big Brucey, didn't you?
I did, second time. Not 10th. I did see the start of the podcast, both of you calling me out, saying you didn't see Bruce with 10 times. No, second time, it was good, yeah.
Good.
Just,
I had
the older crowd.
I had a nightmare with mine. I went to see Nicki Minaj.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah, you tried.
Oh, my God. On here last week saying, oh, yeah, I'm getting really excited about it. She didn't turn up.
Not her own fault, though.
Yeah, it was.
No, yeah, it was.
So anyway, as mentioned last week, right, we're going to see Nicki Minaj at the Co-op Arena. Brand new arena. It's had the worst press ever because it's supposed to open 3 months ago.
Yeah.
They've cancelled about 10 shows because it ran overdue, right?
Have they had more cancelled shows than successful shows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had one successful, two maybe.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the biggest arena in Europe or UK or something.
Yeah.
So get all the way to Manchester and at like 5 p.m. I get a text from like two of my friends saying, what's happened to Nicki Minaj? I went, I don't know. So I looked on, and she'd been on Instagram Live getting arrested by police at the Amsterdam airport for bringing in weed to the country, right?
Very Nicki.
Yeah. So the Co-op Arena tweeted saying, don't worry, the doors are now, instead of 6:30 p.m., they're 7 p.m. And I'm like, what's that going to do if she's in a prison cell? Anyway, we get to the arena. It gets to 9:30 p.m. The arena's only open till 11 p.m. Right? She's not there, and I'm like, "This ain't happening, is it?"
Wow.
So then they come on the tannoy and they're like, "Yeah, it's postponed." And then 23,000 people exiting angrily. Was an experience.
That's bad,
Was there
innit?
any other entertainment?
No, well, there was supposed to be a warm-up act on, but you're not going to send the warm-up act out to be like, "Can you rescue this?" So yeah,
Wow.
I should have gone to see Bruce.
Yeah, you should.
it, yeah.
Yeah, you should. Reliable.
Reliable on
Yeah.
Bruce.
He sang for 3 hours in the rain.
3 hours.
He's 73.
Yeah, legend.
We couldn't do that now.
Just loves it.
Yeah, he's ill now, though.
Oh, is he ill?
Yeah,
He's got his
he's
run
ill.
down.
He's
He's
ill.
caught a cold.
Yep.
Should have known when to stop.
Yeah.
So we'll try and keep episode 101 light and entertaining, better than episode 100. We mentioned last week it is 10 years of Crossfader since JB started Crossfader, and yeah, we thought we'd come through each of us every week with a little memory, a little throwback memory. I did one last week about getting creative with DJ equipment. Jamie, have you got a little memory you want to bring?
it's still
bring
on my
to the
list
table?
to write something to post
A little
out to our newsletter list. So that is coming because it is important. It's a decade of running this. Okay, so a memory of mine. Let's go right back to the very start. So a lot of people that are watching and listening might not know that Crossfader actually started as it was actually going to be a DJ agency. Not even a school.
I think you got me a couple of gigs through the agency. I'm like, go on. Then.
Well, anyway, let's get to something a bit more interesting and exciting. So I did decide to turn it into a school, and it was just a one-to-one DJ school. So it was me with a little studio, and I used to just, market it to my local area, and I'd teach people in this little studio who'd come and do like a half course or a full course. Anyway, after a few months, I built up a bit of a community of these up-and-coming DJs who came to learn with us, and we wanted to put on events. And anyway, it was at that time in my life when I enjoyed partying. I enjoyed going out for a few drinks.
Hey,
And
we've been out for a drink this week.
hey, we've got our own little studio on the outskirts of the city with a CDJ setup in, and it turned into like every few weeks or every couple of months, like, right, who's coming down, and we'd just have like a lock-in in this studio, but the studio had these like industrial shutters on it.
Yeah.
So you just
It was the afters.
It was the after. Well, it was the before the main and the after.
Yeah.
And we'd go in there and you'd lost all track of time and day, and
Yeah.
it doubled up as an absolute little rave den.
Yeah.
And we had some unreal parties in there with like some up-and-coming DJs who got to come and just DJ from the local scene. We just have all our mates down there.
Yeah.
Plenty of beers.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I've got some pictures actually of the state of the studio after some of these parties. I took some pictures, and when I was reminiscing about 10 years of Crossfader, I looked through. I was like, "Oh, that was a crazy time." But it is that thing of like when you get your hands on a space.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is a space that's not my home. It can get absolutely wrecked, and it's kind of okay.
I got lots of videos on my phone of in there.
Sick.
Lots.
I remember finishing DJ sets and being like, "Don't do it, don't do it." What are you doing, Jamie?
It just became the known thing. Like, shall we go to the studio?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a bit more carnage. That does not happen now. We're in like quite a commercial office block.
Yeah.
We're profesh.
We're a profesh. Yeah.
I wonder how many people still would prefer like one-to-one hand-on tuition as opposed to a course. Do you know? Because since then, times have changed a lot. Obviously,
Yeah.
Everything's online, and I personally like going at my own pace and watching something and like being able to fail in my own space. Do you know what I mean? Where some people prefer like, you know, this is what you do. Don't do that with like live feedback.
A lot of people would prefer that.
Yeah.
It commands more of a premium, obviously, because it takes up more individual time.
Yeah.
But there's definitely huge benefits to it.
Yeah.
So you know we're an online DJ school. We share online education, but I would highly recommend if you've got a local DJ school near to you, like go and check it out. Don't just rely on online. You know, we've got great resourcing. We try and the thing is if I hadn't have done the one-to-one tuition for 3 or 4 years, the courses wouldn't be what they are. And there's so much that I learned from a teaching perspective, from actually getting in front and teaching people one-to-one, day in, day out for like 5, 6, 7 hours a day, just teaching people. All of that allowed me to understand where people's hurdles and struggles really are when it comes to starting on this journey, rather than me just like, thinking, oh, you obviously know what a phrase is or a bar is. Like, no, that you don't know what a Q button is, you know. So it allowed me to kind of take it back to those basics when packaging up the courses. So
yeah, we learned a lot from doing the Pirate Studio stuff, didn't we, last year? Like the questions you think people want answering are not.
Yeah.
They've got very individual bespoke questions that you'd never think about unless you're doing loads of research.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so getting in front of people really opens your eyes up to what people actually want. That goes for anything, right? When you joined Crossfader, Danny, like you started doing a video editing, but that's because you've been doing video editing for yourself, for events, for gigs, and then you could learn on the job as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Kinda, yeah.
Same with me when I was doing my own socials and stuff. It was very easy to come here and know what to do because you've rinsed and repeated and failed at it beforehand. Got a question here to start off with from one of our students. He says, "Hi, Crossfader. Hello from Illinois. I just hit my 5-year mark as a DJ. Congrats.
Nice.
Congrats. I'm having a few issues, though. The DJs in my scene, where I am, are kind of toxic. I live in a college town where you think DJs would be needed, but it's very much you have to know someone's situation. I think everything is, right? Veteran DJs don't really want to help you out or help out the less known guys, or they've got ulterior motives. There is also no support in the DJ scene either. For instance, I'm wanting to put on a DJ competition in town to re-energize things, but I have veterans telling me it would never work and bringing it down. Have you ever had to deal in a situation like this, and what should I do?
Can I jump in?
Go on.
I think so. There's, like with anything, there's different generations potentially here that are clashing, because it's always like, oh, our generation did it this way, and we've all stuck together in it, we're our own little community, and then the next generation comes through and then they get like, oh, they're going to take our jobs, they're going to do this. It's the same, it's a rinse and repeat
Always
cycle.
happened.
So don't try and just tap into this veteran DJ little inner circle. Make your own network, make your own group of people, like do it, go your own way and create your own little pockets of other DJs or other people that are interested. Throw that tiny little party that has 10 people and you playing, because that'll start to build your own reputation and your own kind of circle that then you can utilize to help you make a difference and an impact in that area, rather than trying to change the ways of somebody who doesn't want to change their ways. It's a very hard thing to do. It's like trying to tell someone to change religion. Like,
You're trying to impress the wrong people. Like, what's holding you back is the opinions of other DJs. Who, if you want to throw a DJ competition, why do they're not going to be in it, because they're already DJs. So why? That's not your audience. Your audience is getting on TikTok and finding the brand new DJs who are trying to essentially do what you're doing. You've got more experience being in it for 5 years than someone who's been in it for 1 or 2. So you can all come together and create your own platform, and that goes for like anything. Like I remember I had this. So when I was coming up in Leeds, there was a couple of hip hop DJs well known that I would pin myself against because there was not that many gigs. But I realised that I was going after like the wrong market, and if I just went to like a town next door, or I just did something online, or I changed my music genre, so I opened up a totally different market.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Leeds was very clicky, so where we're talking from right now, it's a bigger city in the local area, so it was kind of quite clicky, right?
Yeah.
But there are lots of other towns, like you say, and I know that was a big thing. It's like if you made it in the main city, like sorted, but. You don't have to have that as your only goal. Yeah. Like you say, you know, there's other routes to get there for sure.
I made more money going outside of the main city, like the main place. Yeah. The smaller towns, there's less competition, less DJs there. But there's still like a capita of people that you can capture. And it might work out that it's slightly easier for you. And if it is college towns, you know, there's obviously maybe an abundance of students or something like that. So there'll always be opportunity at a college bar or somewhere to start like your own event or start a night, as long as you've got like the foot traffic of the students.
And then that's the thing. Where are your people? Even if it's not college or university or anything, where are the people that you want to be playing to? Like, where are they hanging out? What are they doing? You know, and if there's literally a local coffee shop that's like a joint, like speak to the coffee shop, be like, let me elevate the experience of all these people that are coming. Let's do something different. You know, it doesn't have to be I need to get in this nightclub to play to the people that are already in there. Like, where are your crowd hanging out, and how are you gonna like get in front of them?
Yeah. I think with these veteran DJs, like there is some that like what I found when I was first coming up is that like some people were like, oh, I don't want to mess with you. You got to wear your stripes before you can talk to me and play at nights with me and stuff. And then other people like take you under the wing a little bit, and then be like, "Oh, you're younger. You know more fresher music. You can bring a fresher sound to my night." Yeah. So there are some people like that, but I think you've got to.
It's a good point.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
I love doing that. Obviously, it depends. You do have to be in a certain position. You have to be comfortable that you've got enough gigs, enough network.
Oh yeah.
And you know, if you are a veteran, you should have a decent enough network to be able to take someone in your wing and help, because it does go both ways. Yeah. Like if you're helping someone out and giving them a leg up, eventually they're gonna have enough gigs, and you're gonna help each other out. And that's how I've found it from my own experience. But I'd be interested to know. Everyone else is on live. Hello, we are live, by the way. Yeah. There's loads of comments coming in. So if you've got a question, we're going to be talking about equipment. But if you've got a question that you want to ask us, we're here, and we're going to favourite some of your questions, and we'll get to them at the end of the podcast. But if you want to give your city or your country or your friends or your DJ name a shout out, whatever it is, let us know. We're going to get stuck into today's theme, which is I put our question out on Instagram yesterday, which is what is your current home DJ setup, and are you thinking about upgrading? So 30% of people want to upgrade. Most people are quite happy with their setups, and then some people are like, I'm waiting for something to come along, which is like if you own any Apple product,
you wait.
You're always waiting, aren't you?
You kind of know the life cycle of their products, don't you?
If you own an iPhone, you're like, I can't upgrade now because next month will be a new one, and then you wait, and you're like, if I just wait, I'll just wait 8 months. And then So I'll sort of let's read through some of the sort of home setups, because everyone's got so many different home setups. Like it's amazing what you can get. So obviously. The highest was actually, DDJ SB3 got so many. Yeah. Because if you've got it, you don't need like a Flex 4 or even like I don't know.
Was that the Jazzy Jeff one?
That was the
with
Jazzy
the scratch
Jeff
bank things.
Yeah, a lot of people still have that. Flex 4 is the biggest one. Most popular one. You've got DJ Flex 6, loads of Flex 6s. You've got Abby, who's just got a laptop, just DJ from a laptop. You've got Flex 6 with a PC. You've got somebody's got Denon SC Live 4 setups. I have an XDJ XZ, but I'd love to upgrade to 3000s and A9. Won't we all?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even have an A9
we
in
did.
here.
We don't. No A9 in here. We got V10 somewhere, though.
We do.
Yeah, we've got V10. Yeah. We've got DDJ 800. We've got the Rain 70s, 2 Rain 12s. Andy's got a Rain 1. My guy. DDJ 400 and a soundbar. The Pioneer Rev 7. That's what I want.
Rev 7.
I feel like you don't see
A lot you do.
that, do you?
Yeah, you do. American
Right.
hip hop DJs.
Yeah.
all of them have
That's the
Rev
one for
7.
them, innit?
Yeah. On our socials, anyway, that I see, the scratch DJs all got Rev 7s.
More than the Rain 12s.
And now, I think it
Yeah.
is. It's just easier, isn't it? Yeah, this is what we're going to talk about: upgrading your equipment when you should do. See, SB3.
Any turntable DJs?
Crazy. Pioneer S11 and 2 Rain 12. Sorry, actually,
Nice.
I've got an RX2, XDJ XZ, loads of XZs by the way. DDJ 200.
Nice.
What else we got? Still burning CDs.
Oh wow, that's commitment. Is that?
Commitment, isn't it?
Wow.
Burning CDs gives me like the fear. DDJ 400 MPC Live Akai APC 40.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hold on, I love this
go on
one.
then.
Someone said my setup is a DJ Flex 4 with a projector and fogger for some lighting,
Wow.
using it as a laser beamer,
Oh,
projecting like
energy. we
Jeez.
could have used that in your first studio.
yeah, we
Yeah,
could,
yeah. Wow.
Opus Quad. Yeah, I'd have one of them.
Yeah.
I'd have an Opus Quad all day.
Yeah.
3000s and a V10. Jeez, man. That is pricey, isn't it?
Beautiful.
What is that? How much are 3000s now?
What
$3
is that?
grand
For-
each.
Two and a bit grand each. $2 grand each. You could get
And then
a
the
pair for
2,800 or
And
something.
then an A9 same, innit?
Oh yeah,
It's a lot of money.
it's a lot of money. Yeah.
Here we go. Technics K2 Tractor S4 Mark III.
Oh, okay.
Technics 1200s and with phase, using phase, and
Yeah.
the S7. That's it, innit?
So-
S9's the one.
Oh, do you know what? We talk about this weekly, right? I don't have many regrets in life.
Yeah.
But selling my S9 was the biggest regret I have in my whole DJ career.
You and me both.
It was so good.
You and me both, yeah.
It was perfect.
I sold mine. I'm like, I've got loads at Crossfader. I'll just use them now. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
Why? Just miss her.
Rev 1, LS's monitors, MacBook Pro, runs smoothly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some big setups.
Loads of people on the Flex range now. That's kind of like the staple now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flex
Seems to
4,
be.
what do you upgrade to? Flex 6, what do you upgrade to? Flex 10.
Yeah.
That seems to be the route, and then it's 3000s.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Someone said that they upgraded from Hercules Impulse 500 to a DDJ Flex 10.
Right.
Massive upgrade. Says if you want to go a step further, don't hesitate to upgrade. Be interesting though. You've gone from moving platters to static platters.
Yeah.
With the five. That's
Yeah.
right. With the 500, isn't it?
Well, let's talk about upgrading then. There's
Okay.
there's 5 things you need to think about if you're wanting to upgrade or thinking about upgrading, and that's the 5 are understanding your needs and your goals, your budget. You got to sort of research the product, consider like the integration with the rest of your what you DJ with, and then you've got to try before you buy if possible. So first and foremost, you've got to sort of think about your needs and your goals and what current gear you've got and why is it that you need to upgrade.
Yeah.
Right. If I've got a DJ 400 at home and I've just got my first gig, I don't need to upgrade. If I've been DJing a year and venues are asking me to bring a controller,
Yeah.
then I'm probably going to have to upgrade.
Yeah.
So you've got to think about why is it I need to. If I've got a Flex 10, why do I need CDJs at home in my setup? Is it because I've got a club residency and all I'm playing is on CDJs and I'm looping and I need record box on a USB and I need to get into that flow? That makes sense. But if I'm just making sort of content at home on it, then you don't need to.
Yeah.
So you sort of think about like, do I need this? Do I want to get into events like mobile DJing?
Yeah.
Because, a Flex 4 is probably not going to cut it. So I'm going to need something with professional outputs. I need an extra mic. I might need 2 mic systems for, a wedding or something like that. So you got to start to think about what it is that you need to upgrade for. Some people just want to go, it's shiny, it's new.
sometimes it's nice, yeah.
Inspiration's
It
another
is,
one
yeah,
though,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you've
big time.
got to a point where you just don't want to practice anymore at home,
Yeah.
then that's a good reason.
It does force you to get back in front of your decks again.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't rely on it. You shouldn't be like, oh, I'm bored, buy new equipment. Oh, I'm bored, buy new equipment. Like, there's only so much that it can offer you and deliver to you. And actually, there could be limitations. You might think you want CDJs and a mixer, but then you start doing, gigs. There's a lot of people that have emailed us like, I want to get CDJs and a mixer because I'm doing a lot of weddings and stuff. It's like, that's actually going to be a nightmare to get to the weddings.
Yeah.
It's going to be very heavy.
Big time.
Huge flight cases. Like,
time.
if it breaks, it's going to be very expensive to replace. Like, it's probably not the right decision for that thing. It might be the top end, or what people see as the top end equipment, but it might not be the right equipment. So it's you've got to think about that as well. Like, what's right for your, what you want it for, what you're going to be using it for. I will say, I never had what was in the clubs at home throughout
Never.
my whole career.
No, we had turntables and S9s, so
Yeah.
no clubs have got that.
I suppose if you're DJing every night as well, though, it's like you don't need
You
it.
don't need it
It's
at
like you're on it
home.
every day, and it's.
Yeah.
But I know everyone's not in that position, but
What,
still.
what was different though was having when I S9 at home and turntables,
Yeah.
and then the clubs had CDJs, right?
Yeah.
It was nice when I was making my own content to come to an S9 because it wasn't the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a totally different way of DJing. Do you
I
know
did
what
used to take my S9 to gigs, though. Sometimes that was
yeah.
nice, like having
Sometimes.
the mix of, like you say, like getting something new and
Yeah,
then
being
feeling
able
like
to
a
do
new
it.
lease of life for your equipment and taking that. It's like, oh, it's quite satisfying.
So do we need to map out for people, like, there's this kind of trajectory that you go on. So now you usually would start your journey with an entry-level product, right? And this is
Probably, yeah.
usually a controller.
Probably.
So there's various controllers, and there's always new ones coming out every few years that kind of fit that entry-level market. And then the upgrade comes after that a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So you might have, at the moment, like we've been talking about an SB3, a Flex 4, even a Flex 6. It's more expensive, but you could class that in the entry-level market. But anyway, you've then got to think, okay, how much of a jump are we going to make here? And
Yeah.
again, why? The inputs and outputs is a huge, huge point. Someone said here on the live stream, AD said, I have a Flex 4, but need a mixer to boost my speakers when I play out. Any recommendations for a budget-friendly mixer? And that's where it's like you start ending up having all of these different bits of gear connected together to try and make your setup work when a single upgrade could
do it.
provide a solution.
Yeah. So once you've understand your needs and your goals, like AD Foster there, he's like, this is what he needs it for.
Yeah.
And this is the end goal. Then you start to think about budget. Now, what I mean by budget is it's not like, right, I've got £1,000 and that's my limit. You've got to sort of think about the value versus the cost. Because if it's like, right, I've got £1,000, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Flex 6 because that's only £600 and I can save the rest.
Yeah.
But if you get it and you play it for a couple of weeks on and you realise actually it's not got the right output, it's not as durable as, I don't know, Flex 10, it's not as good a build quality, and it's broken down after 6 months or something, you're still gonna have to make that other upgrade.
Yeah.
If you
There's
hasn't
two
got the
upgrades, yeah.
it's two upgrades. So the value is actually it's cost you money. So just because something's within your budget, is it actually the right product for you? And in the long term, it's like value versus cost.
So then going back to that range, like if you're wanting to be a club DJ,
Yeah.
people will be looking at the CDJ market, and you'll find a lot of people will go from controllers and then be like, well, I want to be on CDJ, so I want to get used to USB, so what's the all-in-one unit?
RXs,
And then you start going up that bracket of equipment, whereby it would be your RX2,
XDJ.
second-hand RX3, XZ.
Legit.
But then even like, the Opus Quad is kind of in there, and the Omnis Duo now is like an all-in-one USB unit.
Yeah.
So there are quite a range of options at various price points. But this is where, if you were going to be playing on CDJs, I'd recommend like an RX3, for example, or an XZ, because that is the closest match to the feel and the layout and everything. The muscle memory is going to feel very similar when you go across to CDJs. You don't need CDJs because it kind of does the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But then if you were not wanting to be a club DJ and you knew that you're going to be playing a lot more weddings than clubs, you're going to be playing a lot more parties and events, and you're going to be taking your equipment there, then you're like, well, actually, I need something that I take with me, right? So I need portability and I need good outputs. And that's where these higher end controllers start to look really appealing, because you've got that flexibility where you can access millions of songs quickly because of streaming. You can't get streaming in like an RX3. So from the Pioneer camp, you'd be looking at the higher end controllers like your Flex 10s, for example, which is a fantastic controller, and I'm seeing a lot of people are upgrading to that.
Sure.
But then you've got on the other camp, from In Music and Den and DJ and Newmark, they've got all-in-one units that have the streaming involved. So you've kind of got professional outputs, all in one, streaming, accessing millions of songs, portability. So it does really tick that box, and it might be more suitable than going, oh, well, Pioneer, like they're the, in the club, so I should have it. Actually, Denim might be more suitable if you're doing a lot more weddings and events.
Yeah. And this is where step 3 comes into your budget. You've got your needs and your goals. You've got your budget. That is researching it thoroughly. So obviously, if you're watching this, you probably know we do reviews on equipment. But researching is perfect because, like you say, there's so many different options and so many different things. And like you mentioned there about the all-in-ones from, In Music, you might be like, right, well, what I'm doing is I'm getting out to events. I need 2 ports for a mic, but I don't want to have to upgrade, or I don't want to have to keep going on Record Box and adding to playlists, all these millions of songs or something like that. I just want it easy out of the box, log in, streaming. That's where research comes into it, and watching the tutorials and watching the demos, because you'll figure out throughout a bit of research and a bit of online researching what is actually best for you. And you can only do that if you've understood your needs and your goals that you want, and then you've had a budget for it. Because there's no point watching a review on an XZ if you know that you don't have £2,500 or whatever it is. There's no point looking at a review for the Opus Quad if you don't have £3,000. So that's where you can be like, right, here's what I need. I need 2 outputs. I need XLR outputs. I need 2 mics. And I need streaming inbuilt. I've got £1,000. So then you can literally start from there, and then you start researching, as opposed to being like, seeing an Opus Quad and be like, oh my God, yeah, this is it. And then be like, all right, let's get a loan. So that's step 3. And then, again, like Jamie was saying, there's so many different, there's record boxes, Serato, there's Algorithm DJ, there's Tractor. There's so many like hardware and compatibility integrations that don't just assume what you use now works with the controller. The one question we get asked every week is like, does this work with this? It's the number one question. Will this work with, because you buy a Pioneer controller, like Rev 1, for example, loading record box, it won't work because it's not compatible. It's just a Serato controller. Or you might buy, we've had it where somebody will buy a DDJ 1000 and plug in Serato and it'd be like, I thought it was Serato. It's like, no, you have to get the 1000 SRT. So you've got to consider the sort of software and hardware capabilities and the ease. Like, how easy do you need it to be, the integration? Some people I quite like going on Recordbox and creating a playlist and exporting it. I quite like that process. Some people prefer having a laptop. Some people prefer logging into BeatSource and letting BeatSource do all the heavy lifting on for the playlists. Depends what your kind of style is and what works, and if the right streaming platforms are connected to your software. Do you want to be using the USB all the time, or do you just want it out of the box streaming? And then the last one, which I don't know if this is really a thing many people do, but because you can just return stuff. But trying before you buy could make a world of difference. Trying to get to a DJ store and actually trying these things out and asking the questions, because you do have specific questions that sometimes, because we get asked so much about hardware that it's quite hard to. People have very specific questions they want to ask.
I've got a lot of questions here.
There we go.
It's been popping off.
which might not be in a review, right? It might just be missed. It might just be something simple like, what does that little button do there? Which you can ask somebody and try it, and you might just find that we get equipment in all the time. We do reviews, right? And people will have, like, Opus Quad's a great example, right? We saw the picture and we were like, ugh. Brother, and we were like, thought it was weird, and then we got it out of the box. We were like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. So you can't really.
That's happened with the Omnis Duo as well.
Sure. Yeah.
People are like, it just looks like a blue toy, right?
Yeah.
Then when you get on it, it feels so nice to DJ with and so premium, but you can't get that across in pictures or even videos a lot of the time.
Is it the Mixstream Pro Go with the speakers? Is that the Mixstream Pro Go?
Yeah.
That people are like, oh God, the speakers on it, and then you actually get it. It's so loud, and you're like, actually, it's a great idea. So try getting your hands on something. It's a bit like when you buy clothes in it. You try it on. You're like, I don't know. But if you can go into a DJ store and try something, it might save you just the hassle as well. Sending it back.
That's a good analogy. It is like clothes. Sometimes it just doesn't fit.
Just doesn't fit.
Lose weight.
Someone's here saying, don't buy something based on your budget. Buy it based on your ambition. Get a loan if needed.
Forget everything we just said.
That is my inner mind. That's what everyone here.
That guy is an intrusive thought.
I get it though. If you have like a strong ambition, you're like, I am going to make this work.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Like, if you have a plan and you know how you're going to pay that,
I would love that guy to be my therapist.
It can get you we're not going to like promote.
Give me bad ideas. Should I go out tonight?
Yes.
Like, when are we doing these questions? Are we doing some of them? Because there's a lot of questions about should we upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go through some because there's some good ones. So, there's a lot of people, which I found quite interesting. I'm just going to read some out here, that have got a lot of different
Yeah,
equipment.
loads of different mashed up equipment together. Yeah. I had that in the comments. Yeah.
Like someone here's got a DJM 750, PLX 500s, a DJ SX3, and a Rain SL3.
Love that.
So there's like quite a combination of equipment there.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you stick with that because you're happy with it? Or do you kind of consolidate and go, well, what's the latest version of that sort of turntable setup? And do you replace? Someone also said that they upgraded from a Hercules Impulse 300 to a Reloop Mixon 4, and it changed their life.
Yeah,
Nice.
They said they were going to send us that.
They haven't sent us that.
They
Hello.
haven't sent us it.
If you're listening.
This is interesting. So I changed my job and traveling a lot. At home, I have an XZ. Should I consider to buy an Omnis Duo? We were just talking about an Omnis Duo. Again, if you're traveling a lot, it is a good solution because it keeps you in that record box ecosystem. Your tracks on your USB are going to plug and play in both.
Yeah.
So,
there's definitely a market for that smaller premium thing that you can chug around everywhere with you.
Yeah.
And still have that experience of being a USB DJ, using your record box export mode and all that kind of thing without having a huge Opus Quad or XZ, whatever he said.
This is a good one to answer. Question: if I have two XDJ 700s, can I use any mixer with it, or does it have to be a DJM? You can use any mixer, right?
Phono, right?
Because it's an audio output. So the little red and white things on the back of the unit, that's the audio output. And that sends audio to any input that has, again, a red and white input, an RCA input. So like any mixer out there pretty much should have an RCA input. Yeah. So yes, you can use anything. It doesn't have to be that you stick with the same brand. And you'll see people do this. They'll mix and match a little bit sometimes. They might prefer the Pioneer mixers, but then have some like Rain turntable, moving platters. So yes, you can mix and match the equipment. It just comes down to the outputs. Here's one more. Should this person sell their Technics for the Cross 12s, which are the like hybrid turntables?
You could probably sell them on this stream. Somebody will probably buy them. Yeah.
Do you think?
Maybe.
They're amazing.
They are amazing. If you play DVS, like
I'm going to say they're probably using DVS. I was going to say then, so probably because if you. Phase is great, obviously. But
it's just more hassle of setting up, innit?
And again, it's like
the luxury of that world, right?
Yes.
So it's like if you were going to spend all your money, you buy CDJ 3000s if you want to be a club DJ, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you love playing turntables and love playing on turntables, that's like the top end, really. Now, from a DJ's perspective, Technics are great, but you kind of have that flexibility of DVS and real.
Again, another one where like when the premiumness of it, you
feels
can't
great,
get it across on screen or camera.
Like the Euphonia as well.
Yeah.
I've not seen it much since the review we did, the Cross 12s.
I've seen
no,
it.
I've not seen anyone use it really.
Oh, so there was some festivals. Was Clooney using it somewhere? I've seen it in various big festivals.
Right.
Last one. So Trig, I've just got to say the Hercules Impulse 500 doesn't have the moving platters. I got confused. It's a T7. Not the 500.
Yeah, sorry.
So, sorry about that. But
read the reviews.
Trig did say, do you think there will be a CDJ 3000 Nexus 2 anytime soon?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think this is an interesting
This
one.
is a good point.
Usually, CDJs will probably have a big sort of like life cycle. I think the last one was nearly 10 years or something, wasn't it? Between the 2000 Nexus 2s and then the 3000s. But there's been a lot that, if we look at the other product releases, like the Opus Quad and the Omnis Duo, they've created a new library and internal like system, like the OS, the operating system within those units, and it looks and feels so much better. And the fact that they've upgraded those internals so much, as in the look and feel of it, I feel like might be
it would make sense. And
I know coming sooner.
There was 10 years in between them products, but where technology moves now, that's way too long. So it would be a very easy slam dunk for them. I know there's Beatport streaming sort of in them now, but it would be a very easy fix to upgrade the OS, put some more streaming in there, and update it a bit. But
it's an interesting. You know what?
It's a good point.
I'm pondering on it as well.
I'm going to ponder.
Yeah.
If you have CDJs, by the way, great segue. If you have CDJs or a Flex 4 or beginner DJ equipment, then if you want to take a course with us, we've got an online selection of DJ courses for beginner to pro level DJs across the board. And if you want to take a course with us, you can just use the code off the record for 20% off any of our courses. Like I said, we've been talking about CDJs a lot. We have a CDJ masterclass. We've got Flex 4 beginner courses, as well as loads of
We've got loads of courses. You've forgotten, haven't you?
We're up to about 26 now, guys. It's been a long 10 years.
Are we ready for some tunes?
Is everybody ready for a dance? Right.
Hello.
It is time for Add to Playlist. This is where we aim to give you guys some free music from SoundCloud. Danny's been on the hunt this week, and we're going to bring you some fresh tracks. All these tracks, we're going to give an energy rating, and we're going to try and add them to our playlist. See if they're any good or not. And all the track lists will be in Discord after.
I figured out how to put him in the bottom corner as well. So anyone watching can see him.
He's so tiny.
Right, are we ready? Number 1.
Turn your mic up a little bit.
Turn your mic up, Danny, a
Can you
little
hear me?
bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Number 1.
This could go anywhere, really.
Is it tribal? Is it?
Ooh, wasn't expecting
Garagey?
that. Garagey. I mean, we should be expecting that.
I mean,
from Danny.
Danny's going to drop some absolute bangers, isn't he? So.
We should have.
Right.
I mean,
Good energy
no,
right now.
I'm in this. This can't fail. That had so much promise and delivered, didn't it?
It reminds me of Bax. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Almost speed garage.
I like it.
Nice garage.
Where does it go, though?
This goes in my garage folder for sure. I put this in my garage or yeah, I put this in my garage folder.
Yeah.
I think so. It's got some garage drums.
Yeah.
I think so.
It kind of is it main set? Can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like Energy 4.5 and it's main set. Yeah. What
It could be what? It's a bopper as
Are
well.
we at 130 there?
135.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Around that.
Yeah. Energy. Yeah.
good.
What's my take? That one.
Yep. There we go. You ready for
Add
next?
to playlist.
Let's go.
This is a good one to create tension in the night, right?
I'm scared.
Everyone's like, what's going to happen?
Scared.
Like, check.
Oh. Oh.
It's definitely going in the same playlist.
Yeah.
Ooh, these are bangers.
Nice.
We're feeling this?
It's got that grime feel, that UK grime feel to it as well.
Yeah. What are we saying?
Skip to the next.
It's like half
skip on.
You want
It's like half step garage.
You want to go a bit further forward?
Yeah.
Let's go and then drop.
Does it change it up?
Oh. Oh yeah. Reminds me of flat beat.
Flat beat.
Mr.
I was just about to say flat beat. Yeah.
I said this last week. This is one of those tunes that I'd really want to set my hot cues up because I kind of want to like hit those main
the main
themes.
bits.
8 bars, 16 bars. Next bit of the track, 16 bars. Boom, out of it. Like
Yeah.
it kind of serves you with just a few sections of the song, and you're like, it could get a bit repetitive, and like you need to switch the vibe up.
Yeah.
It's still going in my playlist.
Go my playlist.
A bit less of an energy.
It's less
maybe?
energy. Yeah. It's
3-ish.
It's like half. It's like half 2-step.
It's a quarter
Cool.
step,
I
man.
like it. I like it.
Right, we're stepping it up now. They were the warm up.
Okay.
Right, let's go.
Oh my god, I'm scared.
Till the break of dawn. Chunky.
Shout out
This
to all
reminds
those that
me.
remember
This reminds me of those lock-in raves that we
Oh,
were talking about
yeah.
earlier.
This was that era. Where's it going?
Oh, it's gonna go and pop off. I
It's drum and bass. Is it drum and bass? Or is it dubstep?
don't know. You could switch to like halftime, like
Trying to go.
wobbler.
Yeah.
Ooh, jungly.
Jungly.
I feel like it came out of nowhere. That is it gonna do a? Is it gonna drop or is that the drop?
That's the drop. It's nice jungly vibes.
It's nice vibes, but I
not sure
felt
if
like
there's a
I
second
felt like
drop.
there could be another build up
do you
into
know what,
like
though?
some bass. Like,
See, because of the vocal, this will pop.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if this was like an original, it'd be like the energy's not enough to keep it.
oh,
there you go.
All right,
There
go
you
back.
I hadn't heard the second drop.
we
That's-
didn't
that's
play
my
the
bad.
best part.
I'd
that's
not
why.
heard the second drop, so let's go
Oh,
again.
come on, vet the tunes, man.
Punch me in the face.
Do you know that's nice? That's my first time hearing it. As well. And again.
Okay, that would get a pull up.
I'm playing this tonight.
Yeah.
I'll make a video of this. I'll send you it.
Energy rating 4.
Sick.
5.
Would you?
Nah,
would
this
you
is
do?
slap banging main set?
Would
for
you
me.
use this? Would you use the original one? Because the original has
Well, you
got
could do
that
both.
keep big fun like isolated by
Isolated.
itself. So you could
Yeah.
start hot cue playing it faster and faster, and then
Could do.
switch it.
I'm
across.
quite lazy in clubs though. I'll stop one and play the other.
Right. So this is it going to your playlist? Yeah.
Oh man,
Definitely.
Beautiful.
definitely.
Right. This next one, I know you're going to love this, Loz.
I think you got
Are we ready?
It's very slow.
Ooh, fiddy.
So if I walked into the club, I'd be like slinking.
Here we go.
We're slinking. We're slinking. Oh my! I was not expecting that.
Do you know what? I don't know if Candy Shop ruins it.
Yeah, take the yeah.
It's a vibe on its own.
It doesn't. They're not the.
It doesn't really. It doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Got vocal.
Or it just needs to be like a chopped up vocal. It needs to be not just the Candy Shop.
What is it? Does
vocal
Candy Shop
played
come back
over
in
the
it? Or
top.
is it? What's
I
it?
think it comes.
Yeah, that ruins it.
It just needs to be like a cut, a sample,
Yeah, it's-
not a whole vocal.
Yeah, it's the wrong vocal for this amazing instrumental.
Yeah. The beat itself.
The little chords.
It detracts from what the production is, I think. So I think
Yeah.
whoever produced it, remove Candy Shop vocal. You
Yeah.
don't need it. If you're going to use the Candy Shop vocal, like chop it up.
Yeah.
Listen to some Jamie XX and figure out how he chops
Yeah.
up his
That's a
vocals.
shout.
Pitch it up,
Yeah.
chop it up, do some stabs with it, and I think it'll make that
Got
a
them like
whole
deep
unique
house.
track.
Got like deep house chords.
Yeah, it's
It's
nice,
like
isn't
a
it?
disco house drum beat. I
It
love
get
that
me,
beat.
that is like like let's get people on the dance floor and get them in the zone.
I'm gonna use Serato, take the vocal out of that and put another one on.
Yeah.
Can you hear the drop again?
Yeah.
How do you
Oh,
want
I
it?
like that though.
Yeah.
I like that.
It should just be like, how do you want it?
Yeah.
I'll put it in there.
Yeah, that's good. I like that one. Right, last one.
Last one, let's go. Okay, I know this.
Yeah.
It's 4 minutes. Oh, Speed Garage.
I mean, it's got me because this reminds me of the music I loved when I started DJing.
I would say I like these two things separately, not together.
Yeah, it's a bit like the last one, right?
A little
it's
bit,
a bit like
yeah.
the last one.
A little bit.
It could stand on its own.
Yeah.
Again, you could take the vocal out, but keep the
Is it coming? All right. So
just the wobble.
the
Go back to the start where
it's kind of, they're kind of irrelevant with each other.
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. There's the vocal.
So the
I quite like that, yeah.
Like use that as a sample throughout the track, but you don't need the vocal. I don't think.
But you're like, I'm expecting here some like breaks, like a break beat.
Okay, that is a banger.
the drop's
That is
good.
a banger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we liking that?
I'd leave it open,
Yeah.
so that
Probably check
I
the
could.
second drop again just in case.
Go on then.
I don't think it changes.
Oh, it's just a bit higher.
Slightly bit more water.
If you're watching from Leeds, you're loving that.
Gun fingers are out.
We'll put it in.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna go in. Isn't it?
Guys, after this, is that last one? Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. Come sit back down. After this podcast goes live at some point today, that will be in our Discord. You can just search Crossfader Discord. We'll put the link to our Discord in the.
Oh, there are like
YouTube
8,000 people in there
channel.
now.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a few people in there.
Yep.
It's a big
Go
party.
link up with some other DJs around the world.
Yeah, it's sick. His Discord, isn't it? Somebody asked today if there's a meme section.
There is now.
I can't believe we haven't had one.
Yeah, I made one. There's a lot of DJ memes.
Yeah, in Discord, there's loads of sections, right? So there's obviously general chat. There's like specific. There's like share your mix,
Yep.
share your setup,
Podcast questions.
podcast questions. That's where I got the first question from.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to sort of connect with us as well. But yeah, if you want some tracks, they're all in there. Yeah. Again, if you want to take a course with us, just go to wearecrossfader.co.uk. Use the code off the record. You get 20% off any of our courses. That includes the scratching one which dropped last week. There's loads of you in there. If you've got that course, or if you are a complete package member, you've got that as well. We'll be back next week. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
That one.